The Air India plane crash. To many, it was just another headline. To me, it was a deep, painful reminder of how quickly life can change, and how the things we take for granted can vanish in an instant. 4 stories, 4 lives, and 4 truths that shook something deep in me. First, a family who had spent years chasing one dream to migrate to the UK. They worked hard, saved, sacrificed, waited. There were delays, responsibilities. Not now, maybe next year, but finally it happened. They boarded that plane with hope in their eyes, but never arrived. It broke me, because how many of us keep saying, someday I'll rest, someday I'll travel, someday I'll finally live the life I want. But we forget someday isn't promised, and sometimes someday never comes. Second, a woman who was meant to be on that flight. She got to the airport late, missed the check-in, she begged, pleaded, cried. She was angry at everyone. But when the crash happened, she realized what felt like a failure was actually protection. That shook me. Because how many times do we get upset when things don't go our way, not knowing that maybe it's grace in disguise? Not every closed door is rejection. Some are rescue missions. Third, a man survived. The plane split in half, chaos, smoke, fire, but his section didn't catch fire. He stumbled out barefoot, bloodied, shocked, but alive. It wasn't luck, it was purpose. Because when it's not your time, it's not your time. And that verse echoed in me. To everything there is a season. It reminded me we're not here by accident. We're here for a reason. Fourth, and then those who didn't make it, people who had plans, people who had kids waiting at home, people who said see you soon, never knowing it was the last goodbye. It crushed me, because how many of us assume we'll always have another chance to say I love you, to fix a mistake, to forgive, to live, but time isn't guaranteed. Tomorrow is not a contract. All we really have is now. And while these stories made my heart ache, what angered me too was this. Could this have been prevented? Was the plane safe? Did the airline cut corners? Did the leadership choose profit over people? These lives were not just lost, they were failed by a system that too often values money over safety. Because when you look closely, you realize these weren't just accidents. They were symptoms of a deeper problem. Where maintenance is delayed, staff are overworked, red flags are ignored, all in the name of efficiency and revenue. And we're left mourning people who should still be here. So now I sit with this grief, this clarity, this responsibility, to live more urgently, to love more boldly, to demand more accountability, because life is short, yes, but that doesn't excuse negligence. We owe it to the ones who didn't make it, to hold those in power accountable, to protect lives before it's too late, to value people over profit. So if you're reading this, and you still have breath, strength, and a choice, don't wait. Say what you need to say. Do what you're called to do. Be the person you were meant to be. Because sometimes there isn't a next time.